Crypto Trader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.
Our Crypto Trader World Tour continues, and this week we're coming to you from New York City once again. Today we've been invited to a very special event where 13 ICOs are going to pitch the biggest whales in the industry to see if they can attract investment. It should be fun. Let's go take a look. And so we were welcomed to Token Match. 13 ICOs, 68 investors, 2 rooms, or whale pits as we like to call them, one under the lights and cameras. All these ICOs pitching their projects, vying for a $200,000 grand prize. The rules, very simple. Each ICO is given 20 minutes to present and answer grilling questions from the whales. They had to prove that they're the hottest ICO. No questions is off limits, and if they go over the 20-minute time, they'll simply be cut off. From VR to video, gambling to gaming, wellness to content, verification to franchising, and securities to immutability, these ICOs cover all the use cases of the blockchain.
I'd like to introduce myself. So in February of this year, I met Michael Turpin at a Polymath event, and we decided to start Token Match. And the reason why we started Token Match was that ICOs needed a venue in which I could have a conversation at this level. I mean, they want to hear what we have to say. And we have 2 judges in the room.
Luke, any nerves before you walk into the whale pit?
The whale pit. I like
there are a whole lot of whales there.
There are a few floating around in there. Yeah. Hopefully we can catch a couple, but no nerves.
No nerves. No, you've done this a million times.
Done this a few times before. Hey. Hi everyone, my name is Luke Loom. I'm the head of corporate communications for the PlayChip, actually for PlayUp, the parent company of the PlayChip. Now what is the PlayChip? It is the universal token for sports betting, gaming and fantasy sports.
Any questions you're expecting that you don't really want to answer?
Look, there's plenty of questions that are tricky. You know, we're in a really interesting space. We're in sports betting and gaming and gambling internationally with crypto. So we touch on 3 areas that are, there's a bit of a minefield there.
So sports betting,
yes,
gambling,
yes,
and crypto.
And crypto.
You should be in jail.
No, we're all above board. We're a going concern. We're a business that's already operating. The PlayChip is a token that is going to unify 6 platforms, apps that you can download on the App Store right now. We're generating $430 million in turnover annually, and we're operating in 70 countries. So it's all happening, it's all legit, it's all above board. So these aren't just logos, these are apps you can download in the App Store right now. We've had hundreds of thousands of downloads already. Pretty exciting stuff. We're the authorized service provider for all of these sports, including fantasy sports like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and Dota 2. NFL, NBA, international sports like the Premier League soccer also.
And what are you looking to raise money for? Are you doing an ICO?
We are doing an ICO. We're actually doing an ICO and an IPO, actually. We like to joke that it's an OCI, not an ICO, because we're doing it back to front. Because we're an existing company, the money that we're raising is mainly used for marketing and also for acquisitions.
So what you're doing is what they call a reverse ICO. It's
correct.
An ICO for a business that's existing. How much money are you raising?
We're raising 90 million. We're doing things backwards. It's a reverse ICO. Why is that? Well, that is because we're an existing business. We already have over 500,000 users in 6 platforms across 70 countries, generating $430 million in turnover currently.
Is it a security token or is it a utility token?
It is a utility token. It's really a currency, but it's a utility token. So we use this as the fuel to drive the platform. But within the ecosystem, you can use it in all of the different apps that we have. We are now moving into our pre-ICO round between June and July, up to a 30% discount depending on timing and volume. And then we have just a 2-day public sale on August the 8th and 9th. Wow. Now, how are we spending the money? Only about 30% in development because we already have the platforms. We don't need to build it out so much. We do need to build the blockchain functionality and the exchange and the wallet functionality. But most of the money is being spent on marketing.
And are you expecting to actually get people to write you a check here today?
I'm certainly hoping so. I reckon there's a good crowd here, and I'm looking forward to getting some positive feedback, and I think we'll have some good traction.
Well, go get them, and we'll chat to you after your presentation.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Why you launch ICO? Why ICO? Because as you mentioned, you're a really successful company. You have a lot of money. You have a lot of users right now. You have everything.
Well, because the blockchain is important. It's an important feature. We already have a token that's being used in one of our platforms right now. People are trading it. Has a real-world value of 1 cent. But when people cash out their winnings, they do it into gift cards, into Amazon store credits, into MasterCard credits. We're taking that existing token, turning it into a cryptocurrency, then allowing that to be easily and seamlessly transferable inside the whole ecosystem.
What about your legal status? Can you attract money from United States investors?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
How good is this guy presenting?
Thanks so much.
Luke, how was it in there?
It was great. It was short, sharp, and shiny. We did it nice and quickly.
How were the responses?
Really good. Some great questions. Generally a good feeling in the room. So yeah, it was happy days.
Now there's a $200,000 prize. Do you think you won the prize?
I hope so. I think it was a great pitch. I mean, I gave it, so it's got to be good, right?
Well, let's get this over and done with nice and quickly. Good luck.
Thanks very much, man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
You done? How the nerves this morning?
Pretty well. Pretty relaxed, considering the big opportunity here.
Now tell us a bit about what your platform does.
So the Elephant is the first tokenized secondary market platform. We connect between shareholders of tier 1 companies, privately held companies, pre-IPO companies like WeWork, Plantier, Circle, Uber. We enable the shareholders, the smaller one, to sell their shares, and we bring investors who are looking to buy the shares because usually in the 2-3 years before an IPO, the share tends to go 2x or 3x or even 4x. But we tokenize the solution. We are in the beginning of an era of tokenizing everything. So the Elephant is right in this forefront of this second phase of the revolution of the crypto revolution. And we took a very interesting niche in this tokenizing of asset revolution. We're tokenizing tier 1 privately held companies' shares.
And how do you achieve this functionally? I mean, so if I'm holding a share in Uber and I want to get liquidity before it gets listed on the market, how do you actually do this?
Well, first of all, you come to us and you list your shares for sale.
Yeah.
And if you have $5 million worth of shares, we will do the deal for you. And if not, we will collect other shareholders to come with you because we want to have a decent amount of shares to bring to the market. Then we create an SPV, a custodian in the middle that buys the shares from the original shareholders. And the buyer gets token. He buys token backed by these shares, and therefore it's liquid. We can bring art, we can bring sports teams.
It's anything.
Real estate, yeah, everything. And we're coming to this tokenizing phase with a lot of asset in our hands. On the one hand, we have 23 companies listed for sales on the platform with a little bit more than 70 million worth of shares currently live on the platform. On the other hand, we have 2,000 accredited investors already signed in to our platform and ready to buy these shares. So by unleashing those kind of assets into the crypto space, we bring new type of opportunity to crypto investors who are looking to diversify their portfolio and get their asset.
So walking into this room here today, are you scared of any questions? Are there any questions that are worrying you?
Well, the only concern in the market right now is the fact that there is no live exchange that can trade security token at the present. 3 months from now, 4 months from now, there will be at least 5 or 6 exchanges which will be live, and this concern will be eased. T0, Open Finance, and another 3 or 4 European exchanges are on their way. They will be live anywhere between August 1st to September 30th, anywhere in this range of time. And then this whole security token promise will become not a promise, but a reality. I think that's it.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? So who is your who are your biggest competitors? And number two, this is a huge market. I mean, there's 256 or 260 unicorns in Silicon Valley alone. Who's your primary competitor?
So in the secondary market, there are two main giants. There is SharePost, huge secondary market platform, and there is a Nasdaq Private Market, NPM. Both of them are conducting transactions of around $3 billion a year. According to our knowledge, none of these players are currently looking to tokenize their solution.
What are your expectations here today? Are you expecting to walk out of here with commitments? What are your expectations?
Well, with money in the pockets.
With money in your pocket?
No, I'm kidding. But we've built this tokenization process in the last year. We've built the token model, we've built the finance, the legal infrastructure, and we came to the market with this new idea only 3 weeks ago.
I think I have a related question. So who owns the SPV? Is it the elephant that owns the SPV that buys, that buys the shares? And where do you get that, liquidity buffer to be able to buy the shares from the company if you own it?
Well, the SPV is, the elephant is the general partner of the SPV. SPV by its nature is not being owned by anybody, it's a trustee. On the higher level, we have the platform token, the PEC, which represent an index of all these dedicated tokens, because it's a revenue share token that gives you revenues of all the activity that is being underlined in the platform. Thank you.
Idan, how did it go in there?
Oh, pretty well.
You happy with the result?
Yeah, it was a good presentation. The feedback was good. I got some nice questions, interesting questions, but I think we got the good answers for all these questions.
Now, there's a big prize here at the end of the day. There's a prize valued at $200,000 US. Do you think you're in line for that prize?
I think we're one of the most interesting STOs around. And because the market is shifting from ICO to STO, we're one of the most interesting raises that are being conducted nowadays. So whether we are entitled for the money, we'll see at the end of the day.
Balaji, how are the nerves? How are you feeling?
Good.
Nervous, excited?
No, not nervous. We're just beginning our public presentations of our company. We started actually emerging out of stealth mode only last Saturday. So this is our first public event. I'm the CEO of a company called Risgo. We are based in Silicon Valley, a venture-funded company. We are developing a new protocol for a priori trust and security in the blockchain ecosystem. Blockchain does not answer the question of why you should trust the other party before you make the transaction.
Now, what does Risgo actually do?
So Risgo is building a platform or a protocol above the DLT layer to enable a priori trust and security amongst participants in the blockchain ecosystem. Blockchain is great at recording information truthfully after the fact. So for example, when I send somebody $10, it records that fact and nobody can dispute it. But it does not answer the question of why I should trust somebody, trust you for example, enough to send you $10 to conclude that transaction.
But I can't trust that I need to trust you to send you $10. Is that what you mean?
So if you are sending me $10 to buy some stuff from me, right? The fact that you sent me $10 is recorded and you can trust that.
Yes.
But blockchain does not tell you whether I will actually send you that stuff that you paid $10 for.
So how do you resolve that?
So it's a multidisciplinary approach. You can think of it as, I hate to use the word credit score because credit scores are typically very narrow in their focus, but you can think of it as a generalized and uber credit score that is normalized and globalized around the world. In the US, if you've never taken a loan, your credit score is low. But in Europe, for example, if you've never taken a loan, your credit score is high. In certain other countries, there is no credit score. What do you do with people of that sort? Okay, there are huge credit holes. I mean, the world is like a Swiss cheese with lots of holes of people with who are sort of unbanked, outside of the purview of the credit system and all of that. With blockchain, since we are still in the early days, we have an opportunity to do it right and not repeat the same mistakes as the internet world did. There are three fundamental questions I need to ask myself before I can trust you. Who are you? Okay.
Identity.
Identity. So you assert who you are with that identity. Second question I ask is, are you really who you claim you are? Because just because
Verification.
Verification. So there needs to be an ongoing verification, not just one-time verification of your off-chain documentation, but ongoing verification of whether the identity is actually in the hands of the right person. The third question I ask us then is, what do I know about you to trust you to fulfill your end of the financial bargain?
And that's really the score.
That goes back to your past history, your past behavior, not just in the context of the use case that you and I are trying to solve, which may be a peer-to-peer lending, but in other facets as well. The number of use cases that can be enabled with our trust protocol is actually limited only by our imagination. The growth in users, as the blockchain ecosystem gains mass adoption, more and more users will ask this same question. Why should I deal with that other person? What can I, how can I ensure that this transaction is going to go well?
And now you come here to raise money. How much money are you raising?
Our plan, we are still in the very early stages of raising money. Our plan is to raise about $25 to $35 million, but we are going to be offering security tokens, which means that investors will get.
And what is the security token? Equity?
Yeah, so it's going to be a combination. We haven't finalized it, but it's going to be a combination of equity and or dividends.
Excellent.
So that's my presentation. So I'm happy to take any questions that you guys might have.
Can you walk me through a use case of how someone would go about getting verified?
Right. So the identity piece is a critical piece. So in the beginning, what we're going to do is we're going to partner with a number of companies that actually provide not only your digital identity but also do the verification. So they actually do the offline verification of whether it's your passport or your local driver's license, government issued identity or whatever. And we also have the ability to categorize identities based on the perceived risk associated with them. So for example, if you create an identity with only your Facebook credentials, you are at a pretty high risk. But the more information you give, the more verifications you go through, your risk starts dropping.
Now there were two judges. One was sitting on your left, the other one was sitting on your right. Do you feel that they engaged? Because those are the guys giving away the $200,000 prize.
I actually didn't know who the judges were, to be honest, so I have no idea who the judges were.
You didn't even know who they were?
No.
So you didn't know who the judges were, but do you think you could walk away with a $200,000 prize?
I leave it to the judges, of course. I think there are lots of things that are going well for us. It's a very credible team.
The token, when it's used within the network, will not be the same token as the security token, correct?
Good question. So we're going to have two tokens. The security token is going to be used primarily for fundraising activities. The utility token, which we will release and we'll sell at a very, very small price to the community and the airdrop and stuff like that, will be a pure utility token when the time is right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, did you raise money here today?
Did I raise money? I think in the morning session, yes, I think so. There were several people who came by and wanted to talk to me about putting in some money.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and maybe you'll take the prize.
I hope so.
Thank you.
You are a trading master. You see trading opportunities where others see coincidences. Charts and patterns are everywhere. You can run with the bulls or be at one with the bears. So, don't waste another pip and take your talents to eToro. See why so many top traders choose us as their main trading platform. Start trading on eToro today.
Kize, welcome to the whale tank. Okay. Are you nervous, excited going into the whale tank?
Well, I am excited.
Well, let's practice. So, I haven't heard about your project.
Yeah.
Tell me about your project for the first time.
Okay, Nostrum is a chain of restaurants in Europe. We are tokenizing our economy of restaurants. We have a very important part of nowadays existing of loyalty, and we transform this loyalty program in tokenization. This business, we have tokenized this business because our business has a strong fans club. We are 800,000 people on our fans club, and these people, we are tokenizing all the economy of these people. To buy in a low price in Nostrum, to eat in a low price, you need to be member of the club.
So that means if I'm willing to prepay for my meals,
yeah,
and then spend my tokens as I wish, I'll get a very big discount at your restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, your restaurant chain will get cash flow because you'll have the money up front.
Exactly.
That's one part of your token. Tell us more.
Well, the other part, we are a franchise business. Our development through Europe and around the world is from franchise and master franchise. And we issued a new system of franchising based on tokens. We are setting up this crypto franchise system that we say, and it's about community. The new franchisees from 1st July of this year, will go to the market, will buy tokens that are on the market, and they will get these tokens on their pockets. And they need to hold these tokens during all the life of the contract of the franchise.
Let me make sure I understand this.
Yeah.
So today, if I want to buy a franchise for a restaurant, I have to go and pay the restaurant franchisee. I have to go give him money to open the restaurant. Yeah. That money goes into the restaurant owner's pocket, the company's pocket.
Yeah.
What you're saying is, instead of doing that, I can buy tokens, hold the tokens, and I need a certain number of tokens to open a store.
Exactly. That's
so
right.
it's almost like you're staking a token.
Yeah, almost like.
Almost, like stake, restaurant, stake.
Yeah.
So for the entire life of my franchise, I will hold the tokens.
Yeah. There is a special situations when the token is very high revaluated, that the franchisee has the rights to trade the tokens.
So what you've created is you've created a system where all the franchisees will benefit from all the other franchisees.
Exactly. That's the big thing.
So you've created a network of franchisees, a network effect amongst franchisees.
Exactly.
That's genius.
That is. To have an idea of the franchise worldwide, only America, that we are now, 2.5 thousand brands, franchisees only in America, brands. 700,000, near 800,000 outlets, franchisees in America. Imagine the worldwide, the volume of this market is huge.
Wow, that's now you're a listed company and you've got a very big market capitalization today. Well, what is your market capitalization
It's
today?
38 million.
38 million. And how much money are you raising with this token?
As hard cap, 50 million. We just began 3 weeks ago in consensus in the private sale. We have commitments for near 5 million.
Well, first of all, this is a very unique project. I haven't come across something similar.
Yeah.
I know you said that the development of the crypto franchises would start early 2019. So I guess with the current traction, how many brands or how many locations do you expect by the end of 2019 to already be crypto franchises?
It's a good question. We have also asked the same question. I talked with different brands of restaurant sector, but also other sectors, retail sectors, and they like a lot this solution because solves a real problem for them and very cheap for them because a brand will be cost zero to go there.
So do you think you're going to close any deals here today?
Well, I think so. Always, if it's not deals, contact for deals, sure. Yeah.
Ali, big day today. There are a lot of big whales there today. Did you get a good night's sleep?
Barely. Just got in from LA this morning.
And are you ready? Are you prepped?
Yeah, I feel great.
This is not the first time you're doing your presentation.
I've been on a roadshow a few times, so this is not my first rodeo. Hi, everyone. My name is Ali Samor. I'm the founder and CEO of the Creditcoin protocol by Flatlight.
Now tell me about Creditcoin. What does Creditcoin actually do?
Yeah, so Creditcoin is a decentralized affiliate and content marketing network empowering any third-party publisher, retailer, or brand to benefit from a decentralized ecosystem.
Now break that down for me in English because
Absolutely.
You said a lot of big words and I didn't understand any of them.
So what we allow is for brands, publishers, and content creators all to work together in an ecosystem that benefits one another without everybody getting their margins cut out. So what we'll do is allow for the admin, the merchant listing, product listings, content identification, and the wallet module all to be off-chain, and then the transactions themselves will be on-chain. So the protocol's got two sides to it. We've got the smart product listings and the content marketing campaigns that can go within it.
That's a big day today. ETH is not a security.
That's right.
Does this have any implications?
We can
for
breathe.
you?
We're here in New York too, right? they were breathing down our necks. Yeah.
We're not going to be arrested after this.
We don't have to hide underneath cloak and dagger to talk about cryptocurrencies. Actually, it's an exciting day for all of us. Finally to see that, also the SEC is kind of on our side and understands the adoption and the importance of classifying Bitcoin and Ethereum as, non-security tokens, and
it's a big day for crypto indeed.
It's a big day for all of us.
So it's great that you had this affiliate and content creator network previously, because it's just kind of putting them through.
How is the best investor in your opinion? Could you describe
The best investor? One who doesn't ask questions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, the best investors are value-add investors. So like institutional investors are always incredibly helpful. People who open up doors, ones who know and understand kind of the business model and say, look, I have relationships with Storefront, which is like a company owned by Naver, right, in Korea. Yeah, let me show you how to plug into them. Let me open some doors in that aspect. So smart money is always the most helpful.
Did you raise money in there?
I felt really positive about some upcoming collaborations, and there were a few institutional investors who spoke to me afterwards. So, there's always the diligence afterwards.
And do you think you won the $200,000 prize?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, good luck. Thank you very much. Now, what are you building?
So we're building what we hope to be. It would be the world's largest decentralized network of learning economies or learning marketplaces that are focused on skills. Secondly, there is a phenomena around artificial intelligence where AI is making many of the jobs that we take for granted. They're being automated by AI. So we are incubated in the Harvard Innovation Lab. We launched in 2014. So we have the world's largest platform for data scientists, with 30,000 data scientists on a platform, providing both education and consulting, on-demand consulting, to Fortune 500s. So you want to launch something focused on smart manufacturing or robotics, or even you want to launch a marketplace for financial advisors.
So you're building a platform that really any industry can use. How much money are you raising?
We're raising $26.5 million using an ICO.
And how much have you raised? How much did you raise before you arrived here this morning?
Well, we've raised $3 million before that. Yeah. It's a massive market because companies are committed to training their employees. That you're looking at a $362 billion market size worldwide. In the US, in North America, it's $98 billion, out of which $63 billion is outsourced.
Are you hopeful that there's going to be a few checks written out of that room?
Yeah, I've received a few notes written to me when I sat down, so that's positive interest.
So that's really positive.
Yeah.
Sounds very promising. Let's hope that the checks do come and the tokens do land up in your wallet.
I appreciate it, Dai. So let me stop here and take your questions.
Can I ask you, you mentioned that you had 3 customers. Mm-hmm. Could you describe those customers, the size and scale? Because that's a proof of concept, right?
One is a Big 4 customer. We're very excited about that. And then one is a consulting group in Cambridge. And the third is a non-profit organization that services the blind.
Kieran, I'm very excited to meet you. I heard a lot of good things about you. I heard you got an impeccable CV. Tell us about your background before we talk about what you're actually doing here.
Yeah, well, my own personal background is actually started out during the whole .com era, and over the next 10 years, the story wrote itself.
Okay, so you've had a few successful exits?
I have.
Okay, and what are you doing here today?
Yeah, so we've got a project called Virtual Universe, and Virtual Universe is an epic, story-driven virtual reality game where you can go in, you can live the adventure that you've always dreamed.
So what do you do with this breakout moment? Well, you look at the real numbers. Today there is a market, okay? It's $12.1 billion. That's not a non-existent market, that's for VR. And that's going to grow to $40 billion by 2020. And again, looking at these numbers, there are 171 million users today of virtual reality.
There is Second Life, there's Decentraland. What makes you guys different?
Yeah, so it really comes down to those 3 ingredients, right? Story. A lot of the other competitors don't have a driving story that aligns all of the users' interests. 2, the unique development tools that we have in there for non-developers. Many of the tools that are out there right now require that you actually be a developer, or they're too complex for the non-developer. We're going to give you Minecraft-type tools to actually shape the world. And 3 is the ability to actually make money by setting up your own shop inside the world. So those 3 things alone set us way apart.
So, welcome to Virtual Universe. This is an MMORPG type game, as I described. Again, we encourage users to play, socialize, and create.
Is it hard to raise money in this market? Are you expecting that the investors that had a lot of money don't have as much money to invest anymore?
So it's going to be hard for us no matter what. What I think makes it easier is we've got a truly differentiated solution and something that is remarkable and a working prototype.
How many of you, by the way, have tried VR at all? Okay, all right, good.
I heard a whisper that yours was the most well-presented concept of the day.
Oh, well, I'm honored. I'm honored. That's wonderful. I like those types of whispers.
And the demo is available, so those of you who do have headsets, either Oculus or HTC Vive, we can pull you into the world with our co-founder, and you can experience some of this stuff for real. So, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you think you raised money? I'd like to believe so. One never knows. I don't want to jinx it at this stage, but I think we might have found a potential fit, yeah.
Are there any questions that you're dreading in this tank here today?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about the market right now. It is in a bad place, but it's going to come back up. We'll be all good there.
With this market, are you still optimistic that you can raise capital?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing about the market, especially in crypto recently, it'll move up, and then 2 days later, it's a brand new world, and you've got to make a different decision. So, not concerned about it. I've got about 25 years of experience in big media, all the way down to running, CEO of startups and things, doing video technologies. Patents and all that.
Now, what are you coming to pitch here today?
Yeah, so we're here to talk about veracity. Basically, if you look in the space, content providers who do online video are having a really hard time monetizing their content, basically.
Are you saying YouTube is inefficient? And Veracity solves this?
Absolutely.
How does Veracity solve this?
So the first thing that we do is take all the content views, whether that's an ad or a video, and put it on the blockchain, essentially. So that means that every single view is an immutable public record. You can't fake it. It's real.
So no more fake advertising?
No more fake advertising, absolutely. The next thing that we do is we break up the relationship a little bit by making sure that the advertisers pay the viewers directly, getting rid of intermediaries, and the viewers pay the content providers directly.
So no intermediaries?
Absolutely. This player here that you're seeing, it's a reward-based infrastructure, so as you're viewing, you're getting rewarded. It's running now, so you can go out to the site and see it. It all works. It's real stuff. And you can kind of see the mechanisms. Your wallet is built directly in. You've got donation abilities, pay-per-view abilities, subscription ability.
But is this not a chicken and egg? Because if you can get the content creators in, but you don't have an audience, the content creators ain't going to come.
Absolutely.
And the other way around, the audience aren't going to come if you don't have the great content. So
absolutely, and it's a little bit. You have to attack both sides. You have to attack attractive content, and you have to attack the influencers in the market.
How you attract audience? Because we know a lot of stories who try to disrupt industry and try to beat Facebook or YouTube and now services, and we know how it's ended.
We are aiming to blockchain enable Sling TV, DirecTV, any online video site in the world, basically. They are going to come for these services of borderless payments. They're going to come for proof of view and things like this. So the way you do it really is focusing on going after the influencers.
Now, at one stage I saw you shrugging a bit and you looked a bit hot and the questions were coming fast.
Yeah,
what was it that derailed you?
Oh, they were really fast. I'm not sure I was derailed. So I've got a lot of experience in the video space. I've been through those conversations 100 times.
What do you think about platforms that's already been out there for like 2 years doing the exact same thing?
Well, I'd be careful about saying the exact same thing. You'd have to show me one because we chose an open source graphic.
It sounds like the business model you're trying to take advantage of. It's only utilizing the token economics part of the blockchain, right? Like it can be a totally centralized platform, and then you can just account for points or reward system in the background. To me, it's not very compelling, right? Because you can say that there's a lot of influencers, there's a lot of potential verticals you can capture, but for me, how I see this landscape is that I've probably personally invested in like 5 projects that does exactly this, and 1 or 2 of them have been around for like 2 or 3 years already, right? Like, so how do you plan to catch up to the network effect they've already generated, right?
Well, I don't know of anyone that have a Spark marketplace for crowdsourcing. So that'd be one thing. Is that I
I'm
believe
not aware of what that is. So Steam has been around for a while, right? Like
absolutely,
Steam
it has
Media
nothing to do
Token.
with video.
Steam Media Token, SMT can be leverage on a media platform, right? So
Sure. I think what you'll find is that, again, so I was the CEO of actually a peer-to-peer live streaming company that I exited to Akamai. So winning those deals and getting in front of those people, the executives that make the decisions on Disney, ESPN, Turner, NBC, we know all those people, basically. That's where it's going to come from.
Now, there's a $200,000 prize that's going to be given out here later today. Do you think you're in the running?
Oh, I'm in the running. Absolutely.
You're going to take it?
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
Well, good luck.
Such a pleasure.
So, you guys are the whales here today.
The whales. We're looking at opportunities. Some interesting projects, actually, that are looking for capital, innovative ideas.
So, I mean, there's 2-3 projects that are pretty interesting, but you still have to go through a lot of more. So far we have seen so many, like 7 this morning. So looking forward to seeing more and, make that final judgment.
I'm representing my investment banking that is based in Greenwich in Connecticut. So we are looking to invest in some digital asset, and we think is an interesting opportunity going on here.
Is this your first investment in digital assets, or are you guys already investors?
No, personally, I already invest in 3 pre-sales and 2 ICO, but as investment banker with our group, we are facing now, and we are going to do the first investment in this space.
How have you found the whales? Have they been asking tough questions?
Yeah, this is one of the things I like about this event is people are asking more of the tough questions than, the softballs, this and that. People are asking about, growth and user acquisition costs and questions you don't typically hear that show the advancement both in the industry and the quality of the event.
It's the most number of ICO pitch I've ever seen put on a schedule. Like pitch. But I've sat through it.
Were they good?
Some were, yeah. Some were pretty exciting. Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think it was too many pitches because the content was very engaging, the speakers were very engaging.
Gentlemen, a lot of interesting projects here today. Did you learn anything new today?
Yeah, I think we had amazing teams, amazing projects being presented. Some people are, bringing the blockchain to the real world, and other people are actually doing stuff that is particular to the blockchain. So it was very interesting to see those different types of projects presented, yeah.
Now, did you do your research about the people that are here, the investors? Did you do any research?
They didn't tell us, you see. It's very cagey, so we're walking blind. This is like blind date. They told us who the other ICOs are, so that's cool. But no, I have no idea who I'm going to meet. I could be meeting Donald Trump. I could be meeting God knows who,
Well, Donald Trump's in North Korea, so that's not going to happen.
Okay. I must warn you, after some very exciting presentations this morning, we're a bit boring. So we're all about KYC and compliance. So we are based in Malta, which is working hard at becoming one of the hotspots for being regulated, and we're very involved with the government there, with the external auditor for a lot of ICO setting up, and also the exchanges coming over, like BINANCE and the other guys. What's driving KYC and the need for KYC? We hear about it a lot. We hear about it in presentations. It's on a lot of people's slides and what have you. Online commerce is growing hugely, as we'll see later on, and that's driving frictionless KYC. And also consumer behavior. People want to get onboarded quickly, onboarded fast, and transact without too much hassle.
And which is a tougher crowd, room 1 or room 2?
That's a very good question. Room 1 were more serious, but room 2 were the proper crypto investors, weren't they? People who didn't want to be on camera,
Our fun big day today. They sent you as an advisor to go and present to all these whales. Are you nervous?
Somewhat.
What's making you nervous?
I've never really pitched for their presentation before.
Is this your first pitch?
For them, yes. It was like a last minute thing, so I did what any good advisor would do. Come here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one advisor that's actually advising and not only sending a photo to his ICO.
So what is Playgame? Playgame is a game distribution platform and a crowdfunding platform as well. What are the main challenges? Monetization is one of the biggest challenges for game developers. First of all, you can make money through ads, but to make money through ads, you need a large volume of users. And if you don't, you're not really making money. So the solution is to build a decentralized platform for game publishing and crowdfunding. It's going to be based on Ethereum, and it's going to be based off a Play token.
Now, what is Playgame? What does Playgame do?
So it's a decentralized game publishing platform. and there's also a crowd publishing platform as well.
Okay, say that in English.
Okay, so basically, let's say you own a game. You could publish it on this platform, and other users could basically play it, and it's going to be based on Play Token. So basically, any in-app purchases would be done on Play Token. Let's say me and you are playing chess or checkers or any game. We can pool the money together, and whoever wins takes a jackpot. The business model, there's going to be a 5% fee for in-app purchases and 5% for crowdfunding. Token economy, basically gamers can pull up tokens or play against each other. And then there's a crowdfunding platform for game developers, and there's going to be an ad network model as well.
Well, my name is Victor Martinez. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. I'm from California, and our company is called Unicorn Studios, and we've been in the works for over a year now. And I'm a big lover of video games, mobile applications. That's my forte. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to solve a solution that's in the market right now. Right now in the mobile gaming industry, all the big players are starting to get in. Facebook is one of them. Nintendo is another one. They're testing the waters. They're trying to see what's going to be the next big move. What we wanted to do is create a virtual wallet for adults and kids. So what they do is instead of spending money on in-app purchases, just like everybody would on the freemium model, we wanted to take that model and say we want to do something completely different. So what we decided to do is basically use blockchain technology and make a wallet where they're able to download it for free. Parents only have to spend $5 for a subscription, and they'll get 50,000 tokens, which they can use for anything that we acquire, make, or have partnerships with any of these companies.
Victor, it was tough in there.
Yeah, it's part of the crypto space, man. That's what it is.
Were there any questions that the guys asked where you felt that they didn't really understand your concept?
No, not really. It's just technology. A lot of these guys, institutional investors, they have that mentality where they don't know the use case for blockchain, and you're still at the early stages where we're trying to see what's the best use case for it.
I put in $5 and I get 50,000 tokens,
Correct.
right? That's $5 subscription monthly?
Yes.
So the 50,000 tokens allow me to do how many games? How does that really work?
So all the games, okay, now we're getting more technical. All the games that we have, the first rollout will be 50 games, and then the next year we'll do 150.
Do you expect to raise money from these people? Did you find anyone there who would actually write a check?
I'm hopeful.
You're hopeful?
Hopeful.
Well, keep us updated.
I will.
I'm Anthony Hankovsky. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Everyone Makes Progress, the creator of Hawkcoin. Hawkcoin is a decentralized health and wellness ecosystem. Basically, our mission is to disrupt the way that the health and wellness industry works, to remove the contract, to remove the long-term commitment, and to make a system that is pay-as-you-go.
What is Everyone Makes Progress?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to remove that from the process so people can pick where they want to go, when they want to go, how they want to go, and they're only going to pay when they do go. Once all of that's done, we've already started our work on the blockchain that we're creating called the Phoenix. So we look at probably Q1, Q2 of 2019 at actually releasing our own blockchain. The second part of that is 1 out of 13 people in the United States here have a gym membership. They're already on that program that you're talking about, right? But that means 12 out of 13 aren't. So what we're targeting is we're targeting those 12 people. You'll pick and choose where you want to go, and at that point you'll conduct the transaction, and that'll pull the tokens out of your wallet, and it'll trigger your QR code. Right now the global wellness market is $3.7 trillion. Fitness, mind, and body is 542 billion.
Who is your the target investors? Because everything that you already said, it's the most suitable for equity investors.
The most important thing that I always tell someone that asks me that question is, do we want to continue to use fiat for everything, or are we trying to change the way that we do e-commerce in the world?
And are you expecting to actually get money out of these whales today?
I would hope so. Yeah, but I think we got a good starting point.
Finally, all the ICOs have now pitched, and it's time for the judges to deliberate. We had some promising projects, and we had some doubtful duds. Who do you think won? Have you seen any favorites?
Yeah, I like Playchip. They have about 500,000 users already, and they're constantly growing. So it's like this. It's nice to see when people are doing offerings and raising capital when they already have an underlying business.
Of the 7 you've already seen, what was your favorite?
I think the last one, so it's more about the fantasy game token. That was pretty interesting. So that because I think they know what they're doing, and it's already as existing business. They're shifting to crypto space, and they are trying to focus on marketing. I think that's the key.
Any favorite projects here today?
One of the first ones was sports betting ICO, and that one's interesting because it already has a company that is producing revenue and has a lot of apps and a lot of users. So I think that one has a lot of potential to do well.
Anyone that stuck out for you?
Actually, the same project I was really interested in. It relates to me as well.
So any favorites here today?
I really enjoyed the professor from Harvard who is working on a decentralized workforce.
Expercoin.
I think it's fantastic in terms of adopting a different way for us to pay and manage projects and enable workforces while lowering the costs for businesses. I think it's a fantastic and useful application for many industries.
Have you found what you're looking for here today?
I'll keep that to my chest as well so far. This is good. It's good. I'm having a good time.
Any favorites thus far?
I like a couple, but I'll keep that to myself.
I like the elephant today. They are a good pitch because the future of investment banking is moving on securitization. So I believe that will be the new way how to raise the money and for the next 5-10 years.
Did you have any favorites?
Not particularly, actually. I just like to see what the general public is trying to present as projects these days, because I think the way I see project is from the top down. I never see it from a bottom-up process where you just go to one of these events and discover them organically.
Now, any favorites that stuck out for you here today?
Yeah, I don't like to pick favorites, but I can say that I really liked Risgo and Kucoin and some other products that were really, really serious and really good.
How about you?
I liked PlayChip, and I also liked the Elephant.
Now, will you be investing in any of these projects?
That I have to wait for the team to look at. So I'm here to get the information, we come back, we circle around, and we make a decision within a week or so.
Play sparked some amazing interest, as did the elephant in the room. The franchise space was a surprise application for me. For sure, Risgo had some of the investors humming, as did Virtual Universe, Veracity, Creditcoin, and some of the others. Regardless of who won, just the FaceTime in front of these whales is invaluable. So he's mentioned that his favorite project is the elephant.
One of the favorites.
One of your favorite. One of your favorite.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was absolutely great because very interesting things for everyone who really want to be involved in like the part of companies such as Uber, such as BlaBlaCar, and NASA, that right now represented on their platform. But I think it's more for retail investors.
Now, Element Group is a hybrid between securities tokens and utilities tokens. He's launching a security token. Is that something that you'd back?
Yeah, I think it's clearly a security, right? They're selling equity in other companies, and it's something that we support with our platform as well. So we're excited to be helping people on that front.
What's the other favorite?
Oh, it's like in my opinion, Play Cheap, because these guys have a really interesting story. They have already working company.
Let's talk about the virtual reality business. There was one of the businesses that came in here today and was a virtual world business with a currency in the virtual universe. Mm-hmm. Did you like that one?
I liked the team and I liked the company. I thought they had a well-reasoned approach to the market. I thought they have a good, strong case as to why it's a good time to enter the market.
Any other projects that you guys want to talk about before we start making a final decision as to who the winners are?
Risga. In my opinion, the guy who really experienced team, a really interesting solution, really deep documentation, and a lot of information about how they will do it.
I like Expercoin.
Why?
Their approach to building a marketplace. See, what they've done is they've done a lot of extensive training and stuff for secondary education in the AI field and these kinds of things. And
he's an ex-Harvard professor.
Yes, and the Harvard and MIT, pretty much everybody on the board. So you've got some really smart people thinking about a problem.
Gentlemen, I think the time has come. We've had some good debates here. We have to pick one. So I think before we pick one, maybe you can give us your top three. You can give us your top three and see if there's any overlap. Okay, number 3 for you is?
Risga.
Your number 3?
Nostrum or Foodcoin.
Okay, your number 2 is?
My number 2 is the elephant.
The elephant in the room. Your number 2?
Rizgo.
Okay, we have 2 Rizgos.
Yeah.
Your number 1?
And my number 1, PlayChip.
PlayChip.
Yeah.
And your number 1?
Expericoin.
Okay, so now we have your top 3 and your top 3, and there's only one token that overlaps in both top 3s.
It's like it sounds like consensus, yeah.
Yes, that's our consensus algorithm.
Just everybody
So it's,
shoot like to try to find consensus.
Should we call it a proof of CNBC protocol? Proof of debate? Gentlemen, let's go notify the winners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
So I sat in on the deliberations and I know who the winner is, but the crowd had to wait outside. Let's see who they think won the $200,000 prize. Any suggestions as to who the winner is?
Judging by what they just said, I think PlayChip, right? But I also like the VR one. I like the fitness. I think is what coin was that?
The fitness coin.
Yeah, the fitness coin. That was pretty interesting too. Yep.
So a pretty mixed bag.
It's still, well, it's going to be either the sports betting one or the identity one. I think the identity one was also very interesting.
I like that project. Okay, let's win for Rizgo.
Who do you think won the prize today?
That's a good question. Possibly the elephant project. Yeah, I think
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, they had an interesting concept, to say the least, of securitizing tokens, and we'll see what happens. Do you guys know yet?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Guys, who was the winner here today?
I don't know. As one of the organizers, I don't want to pick a winner, although the judges are picking one. But you as an investor, maybe?
I mean, the next 10x ICO is the next winner. But I would say the elephant was, I really like that one a lot.
Let's go find out who the winner was.
Yes, let's go find out.
So after 8 hours of ICO pitches, I think you can all be very proud of yourselves. Give yourselves a big round of applause. I'm going to call up our judges to reveal who wins the $200,000 use of the Element system to generate their token generation event. Judges, if you could please come up. Okay, so after much deliberation, we had each judge select 3 of their favorite projects. Your 3 favorite projects were?
I will start from second. Second one for me, the elephant in the room. Yeah, and the first one for me
was?
Oh no. Yeah, first one for me, PlayChip, and third one for me is of course Rizgo.
Your top 3?
I really liked the third one for me was Foodcoin. The second one for me was Rizgo, and the first one was Evercoin.
So by process of elimination, since both judges had Rizgo, the winner here today is Rizgo. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you'd like to say a few words into the camera.
Well, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest, and I'm flattered and honored to be given this award. This is our very first pitch coming out of stealth mode. We actually emerged out of stealth mode only last Saturday, so this is unexpectedly positive endorsement for what we're doing, and looking forward to reaching out to more people and spreading our word around. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Crypto Trader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.